DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
The string of carjackings continue as a woman gets assaulted at a gym parking lot in broad daylight. Plus, a festival is in the works honoring a police corporal who was viciously attacked while answering a call for service, rocking a small Delaware community. And an icon in education and a beacon of the community is laid to rest. Those stories and much more straight ahead on DETV News. The carjacking crisis continues here in our area, an occurrence that is becoming all too familiar. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for being with us this evening. A woman was assaulted during a carjacking at a gym parking lot in the Christiana area over the weekend. According to authorities, the victim parked her car outside Edge Fitness on Fashion Center Boulevard on Sunday afternoon shortly before 3 o'clock. As she was getting out of her car, someone approached her and attempted to take her car keys from her hand. The suspect then pushed her to the ground and took her keys. He proceeded to drive away in her Dodge Durango along with the second suspect. The victim, a 31-year-old woman, sustained minor injuries but did not need medical attention at the scene. Police have very limited descriptions of the suspect. They say they are two black males about 5.5 feet tall, wearing all dark clothing. Anyone with information about the incident is urged to contact Delaware State Police or Delaware Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIP-3333. And a Smyrna man was killed after being hit by a Newcastle County Police SUV on Sunday night while attempting to cross the southbound lanes of Route 13 near Wilmington Manor. According to Newcastle County Police, the 42-year-old man stepped from the grass median into the roadway just as the officer was en route to a domestic disturbance call. The officer, who has not yet been identified, performed CPR on the victim following the collision until paramedics arrived. However, the man was pronounced dead at Christiana Hospital. Anyone with information regarding this incident is urged to contact the Newcastle County Police Traffic Services Unit at 302-573-2800. Further south now, a Dover man has been arrested for firing a handgun into a neighboring teen's bedroom. Linnell Abbott, 43 years old, reportedly fired a gun through his kitchen window, accidentally hitting the boy's house. Abbott is a convicted felon, and thus he is prohibited from owning firearms or ammunition. Police found 2 more handguns, more ammunition, crack and powder cocaine, along with $7,500 in drug dealing proceeds. Abbott was released on $27,000 unsecured bond. To politics now, the Delaware State Senate has passed Senate Bill 3, which would allow for no-excuse absentee voting and remove limitations on absentee voting from the state constitution. SB 3 gives the General Assembly the power to establish new rules and procedures for absentee voting. The bill's primary sponsor, Senator Darius Brown, stated that this is the first step towards granting all Delaware voters the same right to a no-excuse absentee ballot. The bill will now head to the House for consideration. A 2/3 majority vote in both the House and the Senate is required for constitutional amendments here in the first state. And the Delaware Community Legal Aid Society released a report recently finding accessibility violations for voters with disabilities at polling centers all across the state. The statewide report discovered issues with parking, accessible entrances, and poll worker training across all 3 counties. Violations included failure to use disability entrances, lack of temporary parking near the location, and poll workers not highlighting the disability accommodations built into voting machines. Project Director Laura Waterland of the Community Legal Aid Society Disabilities Law Program stated that the group is raising these concerns ahead of school board elections this week. She added that the group receives federal funding to monitor compliance issues as part of the Federal Help Americans Vote Act of 2002. And the much-awaited Hecook Fest, honoring the life and legacy of Delmar Police Corporal Keith Hecook, has been rescheduled for Sunday, August 27th, after being canceled last month. The benefit concert will feature live performances by Jimmy Charles, Low Cash, and Wise Guys, with all proceeds supporting Operation We Care, Tunnel to Towers, and Behind the Line. Hecook was attacked while answering a call alone, and the attack eventually led to his death, deeply affecting the community. The event aims to bring the community together towards healing and will take place at the Keelan Barn Amphitheater in Delmar from 2 to 9 p.m. And the Wilmington chapter of the Lynx is marking 75 years of service to the greater Wilmington area with a year-long celebration. DETV was there as the anniversary celebration kicked off. Take a look.
75 years. That is extraordinary. You have much to be proud of.
Known as one of the nation's oldest and largest volunteer organizations devoted to strengthening African American communities, the Wilmington, Delaware chapter of the Lynx Incorporated celebrated 75 years of community service with a weekend full of events.
So the Wilmington chapter is 75 years old as of April the 10th. We are paying tribute to those on whose shoulders we stand. We had several Lynx that came before us that believed in friendship and service. I mean, they helped immigrants, they mentored students, they fed the hungry, they clothed those that were in need, and that's exactly what we've been doing for 75 years in the community.
The celebration began on Saturday with their sold-out signature event, Juleps and Jazz Derby Affair at Delaware Park. The celebration concluded on Sunday with a historic Diamond Anniversary brunch that recognized leaders across the state and featured the organization's national president, Ethel Isaacs Williams.
It's not hard to just reach out and touch, and then you'll be surprised how soon that same touch will come back to you. God bless you. Happy 75th anniversary.
The Wilmington Lynx two-day celebration was certainly a success. The Wilmington chapter has served their community in more ways than one, and we're looking forward to 75 more years of service. For DETV News, I'm Caitlin Pride.
And the Boys and Girls Clubs of Delaware, along with corporate sponsor Navient, hosted a college planning conference over the weekend to help families access resources and for career and college planning. The event provided information on financial aid, scholarships, and career goals. Representatives from regional colleges and universities were there to meet with students, along with Delaware State Auditor of Accounts Lydia York, who spoke to the students at the fair. The event also recognized 5 extraordinary parents and guardians with parental recognition awards. Boys and Girls Clubs of America and Navient are partnering to provide new digital programs available to all Boys and Girls Clubs across the country to further empower young people to explore career interest and plan for college. And before we go tonight, Maurice Pritchett, an award-winning educator, former star athlete, and community servant, was laid to rest yesterday at the age of 81. Hundreds came to the Chase Center in Wilmington to celebrate his life, including U.S. Senator Chris Coons, Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester, and Governor John Carney, to name a few. All of them spoke about Pritchett's dedication to education. He was a principal of Bancroft School for more than 30 years and was the assistant superintendent of the Christina School District before he retired and continued to support city kids with an after-school program that offered mentoring, tutoring, and other enrichment activities. Community activist Mohammed Salam, who spoke on behalf of Mayor Mike Przicki, held up a sign telling those in attendance that a street will be named after him, while Kearney and Delaware State University President Tony Allen called for a school to be named in honor of Pritchett. Well, that's going to do it for today's edition of DETV News. Make sure to like and follow us across your favorite social media platforms and take a look at our website. That's detvch.com. With tonight's edition of the news, I'm Matt Ford. I'll see you again tomorrow.